I'm going to talk about the end of control, which is the subject of my next book, and the people, formerly known as consumers, and the future of broadcasting. Quickly about me, I work as a futurist. That means I work with companies, media companies, publishers, record labels, mobile phone companies to think about content, music, video and films, and the future of how we're going to actually make this work. One thing that we're seeing right now is on the internet, everything is worth 10% of what it was off the internet. In other words, the New York Times can make 10% of what they used to make on the internet, and it's a real problem of getting the revenues to flow to actually make it work. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to put a few things on your radar screen. This is my first book, The Future of Music. My second book, Music 2.0, which you can download for free. If you go to music20thebook.com. I do have one copy. Whoever gets here first can snag it up. And this is my third book. And here's a couple of my clients. Okay, so enough of the shameless self-promotion. Let's look at this. This is a car radio in Japan, and look what it has. It has a USB stick. Right. The next car radio will have the USB stick and the internet connection. And it will have the one-legged dog surfing on the skateboard as a video. Right. These are sort of the signs of the times, things that are changing very, very, very quickly. If you remember, this is 1925. A record label guy said the public will not buy songs that it can hear almost at will by a manipulation of the radio dial. This was the argument of the music industry not to give music to radio. Radio was illegal for 15 years in the US and even longer, I think, in Europe. The argument was what you can listen to for free, you will not buy, so you can't get it for free. Does that remind you of something? Right? The internet. We're not going to give away songs for free. How can we sell them if we give it away for free? This thing, campaign in the 80s. Home taping is killing music. This was a huge campaign by Cliff Richard, I think, in the UK. You can't record music, it's illegal. You steal the music. And just last year, the French government has said that they're proposing to disconnect people from the internet that download music without a license. That means all of us, basically. All of your children, if you're older like I am, right? So the French government and now the English government and the Recording Industry Association wants to take away your internet connection if you're downloading music without paying, instead of offering us a way to pay. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well, but if you look back to this, I want you to now, in the next hour that we have here, put on your quadraphonic glasses so I can take you for a trip into the future, things that are heading towards us, especially if you work in the broadcasting field, in radio, television, and in music. How life changes with broadband. I mean, of course, you know, because you're in that age, right? The better the connection, the more developed things become all of a sudden. We often overestimate how quickly things will happen. 1999, I had an internet company. We were thinking of buying EMI. Okay, this was an internet-funded company. We were thinking 5 years from now, everybody will be 100% getting the music from the internet. Of course, we were early. But then we often underestimate the magnitude of what will happen when it does happen. In other words, it takes longer, but when it happens, it just explodes. What we're seeing today is an absolute explosion in how people use the web. 84%, I think, of people in Holland are online. And now we're all switching to the mobile phone. We're going to see an explosion that we thought was going to happen 5 years earlier, but it's really going to happen now. It's going to take off. 12 to 18 months for some very, very, very drastic changes. If you're in broadcasting, the next 12 to 18 months will be crucial.